We have a developing situation in the NFL. Could Tyreek Hill actually be traded? And why is Bill Belichick being mentioned now in Miami? We explain all as we roll immediately. Adam Beasley, longtime journalist covering the Miami Dolphins, said this: I'm telling you, this team is checked out. That is a very bad sign. But then again, so is this tirade from Tyreek Hill. Look at this. Who is he talking to? Who is he yelling at? Why is Wes Welker now having to force to play intermediary? And why is Mike McDaniel ignoring it? Would this happen on a Bill Belichick sideline or other coaches? Would they allow that to happen? Mike McDaniel, listen very closely to what he said about his team, because this is very insulting.
There's perfectly capable players to do the things that we're asking to do.
He didn't say good. He didn't say great. He didn't say starters and stars. He said perfectly capable. Wow. Meanwhile, the numbers don't lie. This team has not led not 1 second in one game for 267 days. Remember when they beat the Jags, that was on a walk-off field goal as time expired. But wait, because the Tyreek Hill trade talk has begun, and he's not the only one. Presented by Twin Peaks. Eat, drink, scenic views, your UFC fight headquarters, UFC 207. Don't pay a cover. Come watch it this weekend. ESPN confirming the news you already know. The mess in Las Vegas. Davante Adams. Well, looks like the Raiders are listening to other teams. They're willing to grant him his wish of getting out of town. So how does that connect? Well, this guy says like this: the Chiefs should go all in. How about bringing back Tyreek Hill? This could happen in a second-round pick for Davante Adams. It could get done, he said. Hembo, producer on Get Up and radio producer of Mike Greenberg on Greeny, said that the Chiefs need to do what? Listen to this.
The Chiefs should trade for Tyreek Hill. I think they should dream big. I think they should dream much bigger.
Wow, that is dreaming, and that is dreaming big. And then Hembo explains even further. Look.
Every single thing is in place for the Kansas City Chiefs to pursue Tyreek Hill on the trade market.
But that's not exactly true, and here's why. Take a look. This is writing from Mike Florio on the cap hit. Beyond the trade compensation necessary for that deal, of course, you know the draft picks, it would mean a cap hit in 2025 of $41.8 million. And then someone took editorial right and said, do not count on this. But Jason of Over the Cap, Jason OTC, he specializes in salary cap. He knows what actually can and can't happen. Hill's contract was structured to allow the Dolphins to trade him next year, but ideally after June 1. $28 million in dead money for that year. Dolphins already paid him $24.5 this year, so to turn around and trade him wouldn't make a whole lot of sense now, would it? Stephen A. Smith on the fact that Tyreek Hill left Kansas City in the first place might be the biggest mistake of all. Listen to Stephen A.
You're Tyreek Hill. You walked away from Patrick Mahomes. You walked away from Andy Reid. And now the Miami Dolphins look like hot garbage because they don't have their quarterback, Tua, who you cannot rely upon because his durability due to the concussions is simply not something that you can rely on. It's that simple.
The Tua concussion thing is very real. But wait, we have the latest update on Tua as we speak. Presented by X Golf West Palm Beach, X Golf WPB on IG. Check them out, man. It is fantastic. Reinventing golf. X Golf WPB on IG. Adam Schefter with the update on the status of Tua Tagovailoa and his plans for his football future. Listen to this.
The fact of the matter is there's a real possibility that when his 4 games are up on injured reserve, that he's going to be back in the Miami Dolphins lineup.
It is looking as though he will get cleared and wants to get cleared and wants to return immediately. Meanwhile, Matt C. reminds us all, this Dolphins team without Tua is 1-6 under Mike McDaniel. Kevin O'Connell, not a fair comparison. That was before the season began. They had time. Jordan Love, Malik Willis, a little closer of a situation. Shane Steichen, Anthony Richardson is always hurt. His bones are made of pinata, literally. So we continue here because Matt D tweets this out and makes the question a fair one. Did Tua actually make Mike McDaniel? It sure seems like it, because Mike McDaniel has looked as though it is his first day of work, including on Monday night. I think Gina creates the best perspective of all. Gina Muscato said, apparently losing our franchise quarterback means losing the entire offense, defense, special teams, and coach too. We stink. They deserve the booze. What she's saying is, really? Tua was everything? Why is the rest of the team so bad with him being out? But wait, because Bill Belichick to Miami, The chatter and the rumors have officially begun. Presented by St. Lucie Battery and Tire, SLBT.com, the home of honest, reliable service since 1970. 18 total car care centers in South Florida. They're the best, great people. Go to SLBT.com. Take a look at this tweet from the Kevin Harlan effect, who said, just imagine for a moment Bill Belichick breaking Don Shula's all-time win record and doing it as also a head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Walk with me. He wants to explain that in the thread, but we're not. Mike Hoops says this accordingly. Gotta speak the truth. The Dolphins, he says, need to fire McDaniel and hire Belichick. The players don't respect McDaniel. You heard, you saw maybe on the sideline as an upper authority. People talking about him being McFriend, too friendly. They need discipline, he claims. Max in the truck goes even further. This one here says, fire Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel because Bill Belichick can do both jobs. That replying to Nikki Smokes from Barstool. Shout out. And then you got Grier's bio to remind everyone who didn't know. Grier worked for the Patriots for years. Grier worked under the disciples of Belichick and Belichick himself. Take a listen to Mike McDaniel on what he said about fans, and let's be honest, players on the Miami Dolphin bandwagon, because this is mind-blowing. Look.
I think people believe when you give them reason to believe, and when if people jump off the bandwagon, that's I'm not really villainizing the people that are jumping off the bandwagon.
Yeah, but we totally get it now, don't we? The question is on the board. Question: how bad actually is the situation in Miami now? It is very bad. I was very wrong. Please don't go back and watch Monday's show when I told you there was hope and that Snoop would be ready and they would play differently. That whole game turned on one play, an early play, in which Tyreek fumbled a lateral and didn't go after the ball. Didn't want to make it seem like a lateral, even though you know that they can review it now without even a challenge. The situation is bad. McDaniel does not convey confidence and brute, if you will, leader of menship. He's a great guy. I hung out with him in April. I love him personally. But when he speaks, it's hard to listen to him put together sentences. And you're telling me a team right now that is this bad with just the starting quarterback out? They were this bad. They got problems on defense. They miss Andrew Van Ginkel. They miss lots of folks. The situation is very bad. And we would be shocked if it gets turned around anytime soon. If Tua's returning in Week 8, that's the best news in a very long time. But do not get it twisted. For the GM, Chris Grier, and even for Mike McDaniel, the time is now, because the situation in Miami is dire. And that means very, 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 very bad. Let's even call it grave. Hit like, hit subscribe, comment. I reply to almost all of those. Watch the other videos, but not Monday because, oh my God. And remember, kids, while every day above ground is a good day, some are just more questionable than others. We'll see you on Friday.